The world's still the same. It's just less in it.
The actual, diving into the character, locating the character, building a character, and trying, if at all possible, to do something, at least to try to do something that maybe hasn't been done to death. That's maybe just a bit different. There is a bit of peril in that. But I think that that's also something that's incredibly important for an actor. I think that to walk in and do the sort of same thing every time, every film, every character is sort of this version of yourself, and they are versions of me, all these characters. But to go in and, I think one must tempt the possibility of falling flat on your face.
What separates an ordinary artist from an unforgettable one? Is it natural talent? Years of experience? Or is it something much deeper? When people think of Johnny Depp, they often remember the unforgettable characters he has brought to life. Captain Jack Sparrow, Edward Scissorhands, Sweeney Todd, the Mad Hatter. Each one feels completely different from the last. At first glance, it almost seems impossible that the same actor could create such a wide range of personalities. But the answer isn't found in makeup. It isn't hidden inside elaborate costumes. And it certainly isn't the result of luck. The real story begins long before a camera starts recording. It begins with a creative process, a way of thinking, a willingness to observe the world differently. Throughout his career, Johnny Depp has often been drawn to unusual characters, independent projects, music, painting, and other forms of artistic expression. Looking at those choices together reveals a pattern. Rather than repeating what has already worked, he has consistently explored new creative challenges. That raises an interesting question. What can the rest of us learn from that approach? You don't have to be a Hollywood actor to benefit from creative thinking. Whether you're a writer, a musician, a filmmaker, a designer, a student, or simply someone trying to solve problems in everyday life, creativity plays a role in almost everything we do. The difference is that many people believe creativity belongs only to artists. In reality, creativity is a skill. Like any skill, it grows through curiosity, practice, patience, and the willingness to keep learning. Johnny Depp's career offers an interesting example of those ideas in action. Instead of staying inside one artistic discipline, he has explored many: acting, music, painting, producing, writing. Each form of creativity teaches something that strengthens the others. A musician develops rhythm. A painter notices visual detail. An actor studies human emotion. A storyteller connects all of those experiences into something meaningful. This kind of cross-disciplinary learning is common among many creative people. They don't limit inspiration to a single source. They collect ideas from everywhere: books, conversations, travel, art, history, nature. Every experience becomes another piece of the creative puzzle. One of the biggest lessons we can learn from Johnny Depp's career is the value of curiosity. Curiosity changes the questions we ask. Instead of asking, "How can I copy someone else's success?" a curious person asks, "What happens if I try something different?" That single shift in thinking opens countless possibilities. It encourages experimentation. It welcomes mistakes. It transforms failure into feedback. Throughout his career, Depp has often chosen projects that were considered unusual or risky at the time. Some became major successes. Others found appreciation years later. But regardless of the outcome, each project represented another opportunity to grow as an artist. That mindset is far more valuable than chasing immediate success, because success can be temporary. Growth lasts much longer. Another important lesson is observation. Great artists rarely stop paying attention. They notice small details most people overlook. The way someone laughs, the rhythm of a conversation, the posture of a stranger walking down the street, the atmosphere inside an old cafe. Tiny observations like these become the raw material for future ideas. Nothing is wasted. Everything has the potential to inspire. This habit of careful observation doesn't require fame or special talent. Anyone can practice it. The more carefully we observe the world, the more original our ideas become. Originality often begins with simply noticing what everyone else ignores. Perhaps that explains why Johnny Depp's characters feel so distinctive. They aren't created from cliches. They're built from countless small observations collected over many years. Those observations eventually become voices, movements, expressions, personalities, entire fictional lives. And that may be the greatest lesson of all. Creativity doesn't appear fully formed. It grows quietly through thousands of small moments that most people never notice. As we continue this journey, we'll discover another principle that has quietly shaped Johnny Depp's creative process for decades. It isn't talent. It isn't fame. It's something every one of us can develop. The courage to remain curious, even when the outcome is uncertain. One of the biggest misconceptions about creativity is the belief that talented people simply wake up with brilliant ideas. The reality is usually much different. Great artists rarely wait for inspiration to appear. They create habits that make inspiration more likely to arrive. Looking at Johnny Depp's creative journey, one lesson becomes increasingly clear. Creativity is not a single moment. It's a continuous process. Every film, every song, every painting, every collaboration adds another layer to an artist's understanding of the world. This mindset changes everything. Instead of asking whether an idea is perfect, creative people often ask whether it's interesting enough to explore. That's an important difference. Perfection can stop progress. Curiosity encourages movement. Imagine a painter staring at a blank canvas. If they worry about creating a masterpiece with the very first brushstroke, they may never begin. But if they allow themselves to experiment, something unexpected can happen. One simple line becomes a sketch. The sketch becomes a painting. The painting becomes a finished work of art. Creativity often rewards action more than certainty. Johnny Depp's career reflects this willingness to experiment. Over the years, he has explored a remarkable variety of characters rather than repeating the same performance. Each new role required learning something different. A different voice, a different rhythm, a different emotional perspective. Instead of staying inside familiar territory, he repeatedly stepped into the unknown. That willingness to leave his comfort zone is something every creative person can learn from. Growth rarely happens where everything feels easy. It happens when we're challenged, when we're uncertain, when we're forced to discover new ways of thinking. Another valuable lesson is the importance of preparation. People often notice the final performance. They rarely see the countless hours that came before it. Reading, researching, observing, practicing, sketching ideas, listening to music, thinking quietly. These invisible hours shape the visible result. The audience may never know exactly how a character was developed, but they can often feel the depth behind the performance. Preparation creates confidence. Confidence creates freedom. And freedom allows creativity to flourish. Johnny Depp has often been recognized for creating characters that feel completely original. That originality doesn't appear by accident. It grows from careful attention to detail. Think about how much personality can be expressed without speaking. The way someone walks, the speed of their movements, the direction of their eyes, the way they hold a cup of coffee. These tiny details communicate emotion before a single word is spoken. Creative people understand this instinctively. They realize that small choices often create the biggest impact. This principle applies far beyond acting. Writers choose specific words. Musicians choose particular notes. Photographers wait for exactly the right moment. Designers adjust tiny visual details. Excellence often lives inside small decisions. Perhaps another reason Johnny Depp's work continues to inspire audiences is that he appears genuinely interested in people. Not simply as characters, but as human beings. Artists who observe people with empathy often create more believable stories. Instead of judging behavior, they ask questions. Why does this person act this way? What experiences shaped them? What are they trying to hide? Those questions create compassion. And compassion creates authenticity. This lesson extends into everyday life. The more curious we become about others, the better we communicate, the better we solve problems, the better we understand the world around us. Creativity isn't only about making art. It's also about seeing possibilities where others see limitations. Johnny Depp's career reminds us that imagination grows stronger when it remains open to new experiences. Books become teachers. Music becomes inspiration. Travel becomes education. Conversations become stories. Every experience has value if we're willing to pay attention. That perspective transforms ordinary life into an endless source of creative ideas. Nothing becomes meaningless. Everything becomes material for learning. Perhaps that's why lifelong curiosity appears again and again in the careers of remarkable artists. They never stop asking questions. They never stop exploring. They never assume they already know enough. That humility keeps creativity alive. Because the moment we believe we've learned everything, imagination begins to slow. Johnny Depp's creative journey suggests the opposite approach. Remain curious. Remain open. Remain willing to learn from every project, every collaboration, and every new experience. Those habits don't simply create better artists. They create better thinkers. And in a rapidly changing world, that may be one of the most valuable skills anyone can develop. As we move deeper into Johnny Depp's creative philosophy, we'll discover another lesson that may be even more important than talent itself. The courage to embrace failure, not as the end of creativity, but as the beginning of something entirely new. Failure is one of the few experiences every creative person shares. It doesn't matter whether you're an actor, a musician, a painter, a filmmaker, or a writer. At some point, an idea won't work the way you hoped. A project may receive mixed reactions. A performance might not connect with every audience. A risk may not produce the result you imagined. The difference between ordinary creators and extraordinary ones is often found in what happens next. Do they stop creating? Or do they keep moving forward? Looking at Johnny Depp's career, one thing becomes clear. He has never built his artistic identity around the expectation that every project must become a massive commercial success. Instead, many of his choices suggest a different philosophy. If a story feels meaningful, if a character feels interesting, if a collaboration offers an opportunity to explore something new, then it's worth pursuing. That approach requires courage, because creative risks come with uncertainty. No artist can predict exactly how audiences or critics will respond. The only thing an artist can control is the honesty of the work itself. This is an important lesson for anyone trying to build something meaningful. Many people delay their dreams because they're afraid of making mistakes. They wait for the perfect idea, the perfect opportunity, the perfect moment. But perfection rarely arrives. Progress begins the moment we decide to start. Johnny Depp's career demonstrates that growth often comes from experimentation rather than certainty. Some of his most memorable performances came from characters that were considered unconventional. They didn't fit traditional Hollywood formulas. They challenged expectations. And that's exactly why they became memorable. Originality often begins where comfort ends. Another lesson hidden within Depp's creative process is the importance of lifelong learning. Many successful people eventually stop experimenting because they become known for one particular style. Audiences expect familiarity. Studios expect consistency. Repeating the same formula can feel safe. Johnny Depp repeatedly chose another path. He continued exploring different genres, different directors, different artistic disciplines. That willingness to keep learning prevented his creativity from becoming predictable. Learning isn't limited to classrooms. Artists learn by observing, by listening, by reading, by traveling, by collaborating with people who think differently. Every new experience expands imagination. This mindset applies to everyone, regardless of profession. A teacher can learn from a musician. An engineer can learn from a painter. A filmmaker can learn from history. A designer can learn from nature. Innovation often appears when ideas from different worlds meet. Perhaps this explains why Johnny Depp has remained interested in music and painting alongside acting. Each creative discipline teaches lessons that strengthen the others. Music develops rhythm. Painting sharpens observation. Acting builds empathy. Together, they create a more complete artist. There is also another quality worth noticing: patience. Modern culture encourages speed, instant results, immediate success, constant productivity. Art rarely follows those rules. Meaningful creativity often develops slowly. A painting may take weeks. A character may require months of preparation. A story may evolve over years before it finally feels complete. Patience allows ideas to mature. Without patience, creativity becomes rushed, and rushed ideas rarely reach their full potential. Johnny Depp's creative journey reminds us that some of the most valuable work happens quietly, away from public attention, away from applause, inside rehearsal rooms, art studios, music sessions, private notebooks. Those invisible hours shape everything audiences eventually see. Perhaps the greatest lesson of all is that creativity isn't reserved for a select few. It isn't something people are simply born with. Creativity grows through habits, through observation, through curiosity, through courage, through persistence. The same principles that help an actor build unforgettable characters can help anyone approach challenges with greater imagination. Whether you're starting a business, learning a new skill, writing your first book, or simply trying to solve everyday problems, the creative process remains remarkably similar. Observe carefully, stay curious, experiment often, learn continuously, accept mistakes, keep moving forward. These habits don't guarantee immediate success, but they do create something even more valuable: a creative mindset capable of adapting, growing, and discovering new possibilities throughout life. As we approach the final chapter of this journey, one last question remains. If we could summarize Johnny Depp's creative philosophy into a single lesson, what would it be? The answer may change the way we think about creativity forever.